Hey everyone, my name is Ivan and I'm with the TrueAutomation.io team. We have worked on multiple web testing automation projects, so we know a thing or two about the existing problems in that space. We all know that Selenium is mainstream right now in web testing automation, but it has fundamental problems. One of them is locators. They're not human readable. They're constantly changing, which means that tests require maintenance after each release. The second fundamental problem of Selenium is support of technologies with dynamic DOM tree like JWT, React, Vaadin. I'm sure you all know that it's extremely hard and time-consuming to cover those technologies with automatic tests. But guess what? We have solved those problems in TrueAutomation. Here, you will have to find an element only once, and we will be detecting it afterwards, which means no maintenance of tests in future. Let me show you. So we have a typical login window and two tests written on Selenium. As you've probably noticed, the one on the right is a little bit different because TrueAutomation has been applied to it. So let's first run the one on the left. Yeah, it looks like everything is fine and it has passed. Now let's run the very same test, but on the right, where TrueAutomation has been applied. And again, everything looks fine and it has passed. Now that was easy. Let's make it harder. Let's say some time has passed, we have changed our form, and the new release is coming. So let's deploy the new version of the same login form. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I'll refresh the page. So it has changed the layout, the labels, the colors. Let's run the very same test here. So the browser has opened, but nothing is happening. I'm afraid. Yep, the test on Selenium has failed. It wasn't able to find the element email that we had before. Let's see what happens with TrueAutomation test. Yeah, the browser has opened, and look, the test has passed successfully. Isn't that cool? Let's dive into details with TrueAutomation test. The only difference here is that we have identified the element and linked it to the human readable ID, which is stored in our TrueAutomation cloud account. To illustrate you how elements are stored in your TrueAutomation.io account and how it allows you to collaborate with your teammates on the same project, I will be sharing the screen of my colleague, Dennis, and we will see how projects and objects repository look here and where we can use that. So we're adding Dennis to the project we're already working on, and he should be able to see it in the list. So let's refresh the page and see that. There we go, the TrueAutomation Capybara project. Here is the list of the projects in our TrueAutomation account. Let's see what's inside of the project. So the users that are collaborating on this project, and what's more important, the objects repository. It contains all elements that have been previously used in test runs by each of our teammates that are working on this project, which allows a lot of collaboration. For example, Dennis here has a sample Selenium test with 4 steps, entering email, password, ticking the Remember Me checkbox, and hitting the login button. Remember the form that we used before. So what Dennis is gonna do, he's just gonna copy paste the previously used elements to his test without having to find the XPaths, inspecting elements on the web page. He doesn't need to do that. He just copies those names. Right, we've got email, we've got password, yeah, we've got the Remember Me checkbox, and the last one is the login button. It has to be clicked for our test. All right, so again, no ugly looking XPaths, no nothing, just regular, good-looking, human-readable names. And we're gonna run the test right now. I have noticed that Dennis has made a misprint in the first line, so let's correct it. Once it is corrected, I'm gonna run the test, and we will see what's gonna happen with this TrueAutomation test. Again, we're gonna be doing that on the very same login form that I have illustrated you earlier in this video. All right, so good. The browser has started. There we go, and the test has passed. All right, let's make a quick recap on what we've seen so far. Uh, with TrueAutomation, it is easier to write tests because you can use human-readable names for your elements, which is pretty cool. With TrueAutomation, the tests are more stable because TrueAutomation is able to detect elements after new releases, and you don't have to maintain your tests anymore. And what's also cool is that you can collaborate with your colleagues on the same projects. Currently, you can use Ruby and Java to write tests in TrueAutomation, and let me show you what we've got in our plans. First of all, it's a visual recorder, which make it much easier to create tests in TrueAutomation. Afterwards, we are planning the IDE integration that will generate TrueAutomation locators right from IDE using embedded browsers. Then, of course, we're gonna support more browsers. Right now, it's only Chrome, and we are planning to support Firefox and different versions of Chrome. And afterwards, around September, we are planning to add the mobile support. So we're gonna support Appium, and we're gonna ship the wizard to configure and integrate it into the existing projects. So it's gonna be pretty sweet in the upcoming months. If you like it, if you have questions about it, let us know at team@trueautomation.io, or share your thoughts with any of the colleagues and teammates of TrueAutomation. Thank you.